Sean Diddy Combs is a name many people know. He's famous in the music world and business, and for decades he's been a major figure. Now Mr. Combs, who is 55 years old, is at the center of a very serious court case. This trial is happening in New York City, and he is facing grave charges, including sex trafficking by force and racketeering conspiracy. He's also accused of transportation to engage in prostitution. These are not small accusations, and honestly, the world is watching closely to see what happens in this high-profile trial. The outcome could significantly impact his legacy and career. Prosecutors in this case have a strong argument. They claim Mr. Combs used his powerful businesses, and they say he also used his staff members. The purpose, they allege, was to hide his supposed criminal activities, which suggests a pattern of behavior that went on for some time. Furthermore, the prosecution alleges that Mr. Combs threatened employees, supposedly to make sure they would stay silent about what they saw or knew. This adds another layer to the serious charges he is facing and paints a picture of control and alleged manipulation within his inner circle. On the other side, Sean Combs has firmly stated he is not guilty. He denies all the charges brought against him. His legal team, led by attorney Mark Agnifilo, is fighting these accusations. They argue that the case is not about a criminal sex trafficking ring. Instead, they say it is about a toxic relationship. This refers to his past relationship with singer Cassie Ventura. His lawyers also talked about parties Mr. Combs called freak-offs. They described these events as consensual sex parties among adults, not criminal acts. It's a very different story from what the prosecution presents. The trial itself is a complex legal battle. Maureen Comey is one of the prosecutors working on the case, and she's tasked with presenting the evidence against Mr. Combs. The proceedings are ongoing and new information comes out regularly. Many people are following the developments, wanting to understand the full scope of the allegations and the defense's response. The details emerging from the courtroom are often shocking, involving celebrity names and very private matters. This trial will continue to unfold, revealing more about the claims and the evidence presented by both sides. A key witness in this trial is George Kaplan. Mr. Kaplan worked as a personal assistant for Sean Combs, and he held this job from 2013 to 2015. This means he was close to Mr. Combs during those years. Mr. Kaplan is now 34 years old, and he recently testified in court on Wednesday, May 21, 2025. His testimony is considered very important. He was granted immunity to testify, which means he will not face charges for what he says, as long as he tells the truth. He had initially suggested he might plead the Fifth Amendment, which protects against self-incrimination. Mr. Kaplan shared many details about his job, and a significant part of his duties, he said, involved cleaning up. He specifically mentioned cleaning hotel rooms after Mr. Combs hosted sex parties. He told the court he often had to get rid of many items, including drugs, bottles of baby oil and empty alcohol bottles. The goal was to make the rooms look as if nothing unusual had happened there. Mr. Kaplan emphasized a crucial point. Protecting Mr. Combs' public image was a very big part of his responsibilities as an assistant. The testimony from Mr. Kaplan went further into difficult tasks. He recounted times when Mr. Combs asked him to do specific things. For example, he said Mr. Combs would sometimes ask him to bring a medicine kit. This kit, according to Kaplan, was full of various pills. He also testified that Mr. Combs asked him to buy drugs, such as ecstasy. These are serious claims about his former employer. Mr. Kaplan also described a tense work environment. He said Mr. Combs frequently threatened to fire him, and one such incident was over buying the wrong kind of bottled water. Mr. Kaplan explained to the court why he eventually decided to quit his job. He stated that he left after he witnessed something deeply troubling. He said he saw Mr. Combs physically abuse his then-girlfriend, the singer Cassie Ventura. This alleged incident was the final straw for him. Mr. Kaplan's testimony provided a first-hand account from someone who worked closely with Mr. Combs. His detailed recollections are a central part of the prosecution's case, and his testimony was scheduled to continue on Thursday, May 22, 2025, promising more insights. In March 2024, federal agents conducted a raid at Sean Combs' home in Miami. A federal agent testified about this event in court. Homeland Security Investigations Special Agent Gerard Gannon took the stand and provided details about what the agents were looking for and what they found. This raid was a major development in the investigation into Mr. Combs, signaling the seriousness of the allegations being explored by law enforcement. The actions taken were significant, involving numerous personnel and resources. Mr. Combs' Los Angeles home was also searched around this time. During the Miami home raid, investigators found several items. Agent Gannon showed jurors evidence collected, including 2 guns, drugs, and ammunition. Photos were displayed in court, and one photo showed a box labeled with Puffy, which is one of Mr. Combs' well-known nicknames. Inside this box, the agent said, were illegal drugs. Investigators also discovered baby oil and lubricant at the residence. Prosecutors allege these items were used during the sex parties that Mr. Combs reportedly called freak-offs. These findings are being used to build the case against him. The entire federal investigation into Mr. Combs reportedly gained momentum after a lawsuit. Singer Cassie Ventura filed this lawsuit against him in November 2023. In her legal documents, Ms. Ventura accused Mr. Combs of many things, including years of abuse, and claims that he forced her into hundreds of group sex acts. This lawsuit brought many shocking allegations into the public eye. The case between Ms. Ventura and Mr. Combs was settled quickly, and reports say the settlement was for around $20 million. However, the claims seem to have spurred further investigation. Cassie Ventura herself testified in the current trial. She spoke about her relationship with rapper Kid Cudi, saying she started dating him in late 2011, but continued to have sexual encounters with Mr. Combs during this period. Ms. Ventura testified that Mr. Combs became extremely angry after he saw a message from Kid Cudi on her phone. She claimed that after she got back with Mr. Combs, he told her something shocking. He allegedly said he planned to blow up Kid Cudi's car and wanted Kid Cudi's friends to witness this act. Cassie's mother, Regina Ventura, also testified. She said Cassie told her in December 2011 that Combs threatened to release explicit videos of Cassie. He also allegedly threatened to hurt both Cassie and Kid Cudi and demanded $20,000, which she sent, but he later returned. The rapper and actor Kid Cudi is also expected to play a role in this trial. He is anticipated to testify after George Kaplan finishes his statements. Kid Cudi's connection to the case stems from his past relationship with Cassie Ventura. Prosecutors have made a serious allegation involving him. They claim that Sean Combs was incredibly angry about Miss Ventura's brief relationship with Kid Cudi back in 2011. This anger, prosecutors allege, led Mr. Combs to take extreme action. They say he arranged for Kid Cudi's car to be set on fire. This alleged act of retaliation highlights the purported possessiveness and volatility described by witnesses. The trial presents 2 very different stories. On one side, prosecutors are trying to prove that Mr. Combs ran a criminal enterprise. They say he used his power and influence for illegal activities, including sex trafficking. They point to witness testimonies and evidence from raids, and argue he controlled and manipulated people around him. On the other side, Mr. Combs' lawyers argue this is not about crime. They say it is about a complicated and toxic relationship between Mr. Combs and Miss Ventura. They claim the parties were consensual. It is up to the jury to decide which version of events they believe. To help the jury understand some behaviors, a psychologist testified. Dr. Dawn Hughes provided expert testimony and spoke about how victims of abuse often act. Dr. Hughes did not talk specifically about Cassie Ventura or Sean Combs. Her role was to give general information based on her expertise. She explained that it is common for victims to stay in abusive relationships, sometimes because they still hope for love from the abuser. They can also become emotionally worn down over time, making it hard to leave. This testimony aims to provide context for some of the behaviors described. Dr. Hughes also noted another important point. She explained that victims of trauma might get details confused when they recall events, but this does not mean they are lying. Trauma can affect memory, and this information can be crucial for jurors when they listen to emotional testimonies. Dr. Hughes was paid $6,000 for her expert testimony. Her insights are meant to help the jury understand complex human reactions in difficult situations. Meanwhile, Sean Diddy Combs continues to maintain his innocence. He has pleaded not guilty to all charges. The trial is still going on, and more information will likely emerge as it proceeds. Subscribe, like and share, and get the next phase of this trial.